Bye. C-book where the stories come alive.
Welcome to part 2 of our series on the 10 laws of AI, brought to you by the Human First Alliance. At HFA, we are dedicated to ensuring that artificial intelligence serves humanity's highest ideals. We stand for ethics, accountability, and innovation that uplifts people, not replaces them. That's why the 10 laws of AI were created. These aren't just guidelines. They are fundamental principles designed to shape AI in a way that respects human dignity, promotes fairness, and safeguards our collective future. In part 1, we explored 5 key laws. Human dignity. AI must enhance, not diminish, our humanity. Equity and inclusion. AI should serve all people, not just a privileged few. Transparency and accountability. AI systems must be explainable and held responsible for their impact. Safety and security. Protecting people from AI-related harm is non-negotiable. Collaboration over competition. Advancing AI ethically requires teamwork, not reckless rivalry. Now in part 2, we'll continue our journey with the final 5 laws. Sustainability and stewardship. AI must contribute to a sustainable world. Empowerment through education. Everyone deserves to understand and shape AI, not just experts. Human oversight and control. AI should serve as a tool, never an unchecked authority. Proactive ethical consideration. We must anticipate and address AI's ethical challenges before they arise. Commitment to future generations. The choices we make today must benefit those who come after us. These principles are explored in depth in the 10 Laws of AI, the book by Kizzy Nkwocha. If you want to dive deeper, we highly recommend checking it out. Now let's get into the final 5 laws and continue shaping a future where AI truly serves humanity.
The principle of sustainability and stewardship in AI development represents a crucial recognition that technological advancement cannot come at the expense of our planet's well-being. This law stipulates that AI must contribute to sustainable development, avoiding environmental degradation and fostering harmony between technological progress and planetary health. As AI systems grow more powerful and pervasive, their environmental footprint has become increasingly significant. Modern large language models and other advanced AI systems require enormous computational resources for training and deployment, consuming substantial amounts of electricity and water for cooling. A single training run for an advanced AI model can generate carbon emissions equivalent to the lifetime emissions of multiple cars. Without deliberate intervention, the environmental costs of AI could escalate dramatically as capabilities expand and applications proliferate. The principle of sustainability calls for a multifaceted approach to addressing these concerns. First, it demands efficiency improvements in the hardware and algorithms that power AI systems. This includes developing more energy-efficient chips, optimizing algorithms to require fewer computational resources, and designing AI architectures that can achieve comparable performance with smaller models and less intensive training regimens. Beyond reducing direct environmental impacts, this principle also emphasizes AI's potential as a positive force for environmental stewardship. AI systems can optimize energy grids to integrate renewable sources more effectively, improve agricultural yields while reducing chemical inputs, monitor ecosystems to prevent biodiversity loss, and model climate patterns to support adaptation strategies. When directed towards sustainability challenges, AI becomes a powerful tool for environmental protection rather than a contributor to ecological degradation. The stewardship dimension of this principle extends beyond technical considerations to encompass broader questions about how AI shapes human relationships with the natural world. AI systems influence countless decisions that have environmental implications, from consumer purchasing recommendations to industrial resource allocation. Designing these systems with explicit consideration for sustainability can help align societal trajectories with planetary boundaries. Why is this principle so vital? First, the climate crisis and related environmental challenges represent existential threats to human prosperity and potentially survival. Any technology with AI's transformative potential must be aligned with addressing rather than exacerbating these challenges. Second, the resources consumed by AI systems, including rare earth minerals, energy, and water, are finite and often extracted at significant social and environmental costs. Responsible stewardship requires minimizing these impacts. Third, there is a profound moral dimension to this principle. Current AI development choices will affect not only today's populations, but future generations and countless non-human species. The intergenerational ethics of AI development demand consideration of long-term environmental impacts, not just immediate technological gains or economic benefits. Implementing this principle requires action at multiple levels. Individual AI researchers and developers must prioritize efficiency and consider environmental impacts in their design choices. Organizations must establish sustainability metrics for AI systems and incorporate these into development and procurement decisions. Policymakers must create incentives for sustainable AI through regulations, standards, and funding priorities. The principle also calls for greater transparency about AI's environmental footprint. Currently, many organizations do not disclose the energy consumption or carbon emissions associated with their AI operations. Such disclosure would enable better decision-making and accountability throughout the AI ecosystem. Encouragingly, momentum is building around sustainable AI practices. Leading research institutions are publicly reporting the environmental costs of model training. Cloud providers are committing to renewable energy for their data centers, and innovative approaches to more efficient AI are emerging across the industry. The principle of sustainability and stewardship reminds us that AI development does not occur in isolation from the natural systems that sustain life on Earth. By embracing this principle, we can ensure that artificial intelligence serves as a powerful ally in creating a sustainable future rather than accelerating environmental degradation. As we advance toward increasingly capable AI systems, embedding ecological wisdom into their development becomes not just desirable but essential for navigating the profound challenges facing our planet.
AI is reshaping industries, workplaces, and daily life. While this presents immense opportunities, it also creates challenges that require society to adapt. The principle of empowerment through education emphasizes that AI should not only be accessible, but also serve as a tool for learning and growth. Individuals, organizations, and governments must be equipped with the knowledge and resources to navigate the AI-driven world effectively. What does empowerment through education mean? AI has the potential to enhance human capabilities, but without proper education, many people risk being left behind. This principle demands that AI development include educational initiatives to ensure equitable access to information and skills. Education in AI should not be limited to technical experts. It must extend to workers transitioning into AI-enhanced roles, policymakers regulating its use, and everyday users engaging with AI-powered systems. Why this principle is crucial. 1. Bridging the knowledge gap. As AI evolves, so does the gap between those who understand and control it and those who do not. If only a select few possess AI literacy, power and influence become concentrated, leaving the majority uninformed and vulnerable. AI education ensures widespread understanding, promoting inclusivity and informed decision making. 2. Preparing the workforce for AI integration. Automation and AI are transforming the job market. While some jobs will disappear, many new roles will emerge. Without proper training, workers risk unemployment. AI education programs, ranging from technical training to soft skills development, can help individuals transition into AI augmented careers and remain competitive in an evolving job landscape. 3. Strengthening ethical and responsible AI use. AI should be used responsibly. However, ethical concerns such as bias, privacy, and misinformation are often overlooked due to a lack of awareness. Educating society on AI ethics ensures that individuals, companies, and governments make responsible choices, preventing harm and promoting fairness. 4. Equipping governments and policymakers. Regulating AI requires a deep understanding of its capabilities and risks. Policymakers must be educated to create fair, effective laws that balance innovation with public safety. Without AI literacy, governments risk either over-regulating and stifling progress, or under-regulating and exposing citizens to risks. How to implement AI education? Integrate AI education into schools and universities. AI literacy should be a fundamental part of curricula, preparing future generations for an AI-driven world. Provide workplace training programs. Employers should invest in AI training to help employees adapt to new technologies. Offer public AI awareness campaigns, accessible courses, workshops, and online resources can empower individuals with AI knowledge. Support AI literacy for policymakers. Governments should establish programs to educate lawmakers and regulators on AI's impact. AI should not be a force that widens inequality, but one that uplifts society. Empowering individuals through education ensures that AI serves humanity rather than leaving people behind. With proper knowledge and resources, society can harness AI's potential responsibly and effectively.
The principle of human oversight and control asserts that AI systems must remain under meaningful human oversight throughout their entire life cycle. This law further stipulates that critical decisions impacting human lives and rights should always involve human judgment rather than being delegated entirely to automated systems. As artificial intelligence grows increasingly sophisticated, the question of who maintains control becomes paramount. This principle directly addresses concerns about autonomous systems making consequential decisions without adequate human involvement or understanding. It recognizes that while AI can process vast amounts of data and identify patterns beyond human capacity, it lacks the moral reasoning, contextual understanding, and social wisdom that humans bring to difficult decisions. Meaningful oversight begins at the earliest stages of AI development. During the design phase, human developers must establish clear parameters for system behavior, defining appropriate boundaries and incorporating mechanisms for human intervention. As systems are trained and tested, humans must vigilantly monitor for unexpected behaviors, biases, or failure modes that could lead to harmful outcomes. Even after deployment, continuous human supervision remains essential to ensure systems continue to function as intended and to address emerging issues. The principle becomes especially critical when AI systems make or influence decisions with significant human impact. In domains like criminal justice, where algorithmic risk assessments influence bail or sentencing decisions, the final judgment must remain with human judges who can consider factors beyond the algorithm's calculations. In healthcare, while AI might excel at identifying patterns in medical images or suggesting diagnoses, treatment decisions should ultimately involve healthcare professionals who understand the full context of a patient's situation. Why is this principle so vital? First, it preserves human agency and dignity in an increasingly automated world. When decisions that fundamentally affect human lives are delegated entirely to machines, we risk diminishing the value we place on human judgment and moral reasoning. Maintaining meaningful human oversight affirms that technology exists to serve humanity, not to replace our role in consequential decisions. Second, AI systems, despite their impressive capabilities, have significant limitations. They typically operate based on patterns in historical data, which may encode past biases or be poorly suited to novel situations. They lack awareness of their own limitations and cannot make the kinds of value judgments that often underlie difficult decisions affecting people's lives. Human oversight provides an essential safeguard against these limitations. Third, accountability requires human involvement. When AI systems make harmful mistakes, as all complex systems inevitably will, someone must be responsible for addressing these failures and preventing their recurrence. Without clear human oversight, accountability becomes diffuse, making it difficult to correct problems or provide redress to those harmed. Implementing this principle presents significant challenges. As AI systems grow more complex, maintaining meaningful human oversight becomes increasingly difficult. Simply having a human in the loop is insufficient if that person lacks the information, time, or authority to exercise genuine control. Organizations must invest in interpretability research to make AI systems more transparent and develop effective human-AI interfaces that enable meaningful supervision. Additionally, the principle requires defining which decisions are truly critical and therefore demand human judgment. While some cases are clear, decisions about military force, criminal punishment, or access to essential services. Others occupy a gray area where the appropriate level of human involvement remains debatable. Finally, implementing this principle requires addressing the risk of automation bias, the tendency for humans to defer uncritically to automated systems. Meaningful oversight demands that humans serving in oversight roles receive proper training to understand system capabilities and limitations, feel empowered to question system outputs, and have genuine authority to override automated decisions when necessary. The principle of human oversight and control reminds us that artificial intelligence should augment human capabilities rather than replace human judgment in matters of consequence. By maintaining meaningful human direction over AI systems, we can harness their tremendous potential while ensuring they remain aligned with human values and accountable to the societies they serve.
AI is advancing rapidly, integrating into industries and everyday life. While this progress brings innovation, it also raises ethical concerns. The principle of proactive ethical consideration urges AI developers to anticipate risks, address ethical dilemmas early, and prevent unintended harm before it occurs. What does proactive ethical consideration mean? Rather than reacting to AI-related issues after they arise, this principle emphasizes foresight. AI developers must critically assess the potential consequences of their systems, ensuring that ethical considerations are embedded into design, testing, and deployment. By evaluating risks, such as bias, privacy violations, or security threats, before deployment, developers can create AI that benefits society without causing harm. Ethical AI is not just about fixing problems, but preventing them in the first place. Why this principle is crucial. 1. Preventing bias and discrimination as follows is AI systems learn from data, and if that data is biased, AI can reinforce existing inequalities. Biased hiring algorithms, facial recognition inaccuracies, and unfair credit assessments are examples of how unchecked AI can deepen discrimination. Proactive ethical consideration ensures rigorous testing to eliminate bias before AI reaches the public. 2. Safeguarding privacy and security. AI thrives on data, but without ethical safeguards, it can become a tool for mass surveillance or data exploitation. Companies and governments must ensure AI respects privacy by implementing strong security measures, minimizing data collection, and prioritizing user consent. 3. Mitigating unintended consequences. Even well-intended AI systems can have unforeseen negative effects. Automated decision-making in healthcare, finance, or law enforcement can lead to life-altering errors. Developers must conduct thorough impact assessments to identify risks and implement fail-safes to protect individuals from unintended harm. 4. Building public trust in AI. The more ethically AI is developed, the more people will trust and adopt it. Scandals involving biased AI or unethical data use erode public confidence. By prioritizing ethics from the start, developers foster trust, ensuring that AI serves society responsibly. How to implement proactive ethical consideration conduct, ethical impact assessments. AI projects should undergo ethical reviews to identify potential risks and mitigation strategies. Engage diverse perspectives. Involving ethicists, social scientists, and affected communities can help foresee unintended consequences. Establish ethical AI guidelines. Companies and organizations should implement frameworks that prioritize fairness, transparency, and accountability. Test for bias and fairness. Rigorous testing should identify and eliminate discriminatory patterns before AI systems are deployed. Ensure transparency. Developers should make AI decision-making processes explainable and understandable to users and stakeholders. AI's ethical challenges cannot be addressed as an afterthought. By anticipating risks and embedding ethical considerations early in development, we can ensure AI is a force for good rather than a source of unintended harm. Proactive ethical consideration is not just responsible, it's essential for AI to serve humanity safely and fairly.
The principle of commitment to future generations in AI development represents a profound ethical stance that our technological decisions today must consider their long-term impacts on those who will inherit tomorrow. This law stipulates that AI must be developed with the well-being of future generations in mind, ensuring that its benefits are shared widely and sustainably across time. This principle extends our moral horizon beyond immediate concerns to encompass the interests of people who do not yet exist, but whose lives will be profoundly shaped by the AI systems we create today. It acknowledges that the development of increasingly powerful AI represents a pivotal moment in human history, one whose consequences will ripple through generations to come. At its core, this commitment requires a fundamental shift in how we evaluate AI development. Beyond short-term metrics like quarterly profits or competitive advantage, we must ask deeper questions. Will this technology contribute to a world that our grandchildren would want to inhabit? Are we creating systems that preserve or expand future generations' freedom and opportunity? Are we developing AI in ways that protect rather than deplete the resources future societies will need? The principle has several practical implications. First, it demands that AI systems be designed for longevity and adaptability. Systems that cannot evolve alongside changing social needs and values will become either obsolete or actively harmful. AI architectures should allow for updating moral values and priorities as society evolves, rather than permanently encoding today's perspectives. Second, it requires careful consideration of potential lock-in effects. Some AI applications may create technological or social path dependencies that constrain future options. Once certain AI infrastructures become deeply embedded in society, they can be exceedingly difficult to modify or replace, even if they prove problematic. A commitment to future generations means avoiding such irreversible decisions whenever possible. Third, this principle emphasizes the equitable distribution of AI benefits across generational lines. We must avoid scenarios where current generations extract all possible value from AI, while leaving future generations to deal with the consequences, from environmental degradation caused by energy-intensive computing to social disruption from automated systems that eliminate traditional pathways to meaningful work. Why is this principle so crucial? First, AI represents a technology with unprecedented capacity to reshape fundamental aspects of human civilization. Its impacts on economic systems, governance structures, educational approaches, and environmental conditions will likely be more profound and longer-lasting than any previous technology. The scale of these potential impacts demands corresponding care in their management. Second, AI development involves numerous decisions that appear minor in isolation, but collectively determine whether the technology serves as a blessing or burden to future generations. Without explicit attention to long-term consequences, the aggregation of seemingly reasonable short-term choices can lead to severely suboptimal outcomes over longer timeframes. Third, future generations have no direct voice in current decision-making. They cannot vote in our elections, purchase our products, or advocate for their interests. This absence makes it particularly important that current decision-makers actively consider their welfare. Implementing this principle requires several practical approaches. We need improved forecasting and impact assessment tools that can better anticipate AI's long-term effects. We need governance structures that formally represent the interests of future generations in AI development decisions. And we need broader societal conversations about what kind of future we wish to create with AI and what values should guide its development. This principle also connects deeply with other ethical considerations in AI. Ensuring sustainability, establishing transparent governance, maintaining human control, and promoting equity are all essential components of a genuine commitment to future generations. By embracing this principle, AI developers acknowledge that their work transcends immediate applications to become part of humanity's legacy. The AI systems we create today may well outlive us, continuing to shape society long after their creators are gone. This sobering reality demands that we approach AI development not just as a technical challenge, but as an act of intergenerational stewardship, ensuring that this powerful technology becomes a gift rather than a burden to those who will follow us. You can read more about the 10 Laws of AI Development in the great book, The 10 Laws of AI, by Kizzy Nkwosha. The 10 Laws of AI is available from Amazon and Google Books as both a paperback and an ebook. Happy reading!
See book where the stories come alive. Turn the screen on, let your mind take a drive.